Um, what I think we need to change as Kenyans really is what I may call our operating system, our software, the way we do things. And fundamentally for me, it's a question of a culture. For instance, holding elections every 5 years is something that has become a cultural ritual. But over and above the mechanical holding of elections, there is a software that runs the elections, for instance. And when I talk about the software, I'm talking about the way we socialize ourselves, the way we electioneer, whether or not elections are based on issues or tribalism, whether or not elections are free and fair, whether or not elections are going to be run from a perspective of respecting the rights of others, whether or not elections are going to be run from a question of keying in the next freedom level, or rather as opposed to driving fear into the hearts of some questions or some portions of the population, and in this sense leading to what we call violence, as we saw in the post-election violence after the 2007 elections. And so for me, the most critical thing for all leaders collectively to address in this country is the cultural mold. And by the cultural mold, I'm talking about the leadership. By the cultural mold, I'm talking about the structures that we use to drive elections, whether it is the IEBC. I'm talking about political parties, which, by the way, we all know are just electro machines that come to life during elections. And between, we have a lot of moving and party grabbing and party dissolving, which goes against the grain of the Constitution, because the Constitution recognizes the political party as a critical tool in the constitutional makeup, and which must be respected, so that then it can be the clearinghouse for ideas, for ideologies, for principles, which are then brought to the election every 5 years. But without working political parties, without a working political culture, and again, I would like to refer us to the Constitution, because the Constitution gives us, the touchstones against which we operate. We are talking about Chapter 6, leadership and integrity. I underline the word leadership. And for me, leadership is about being able to take people to a radically different level. And then we're talking about integrity. Integrity is where what you speak, what you do, and what you think essentially are aligned in an integral manner, and it is based on a value basis. You cannot talk about integrity if you're doing what I call basically ushenzi. And so we are talking about the leadership culture. We are talking about the voter culture. Because in my mind, increasingly, I make the observation that even Wanjiku is not innocent. Wanjiku takes alcohol from the politicians. Wanjiku takes money from the politicians. Wanjiku votes in a tribal way. And so we are talking about leadership culture, we're talking about citizen culture, and we're talking about institutional culture. We can build institutions that have ushenzi culture, right? But most fundamentally, the question we must critically address, and this is what the Kenya Daima next phase is working towards entrenching, is the whole question of ensuring that the foundations of this nation are solid. And they cannot be solid if they are not rooted on values. And the values are critically found in the Constitution. But I want to say this lastly, that we cannot talk about national values if we ourselves as individuals don't have values. In fact, the roots of the national values are in the hearts of each and every citizen. And so to the extent that many of us operate on an ushenzi paradigm, then what you'll have is an ushenzi value system, which then destroys and ensures the crumbling, should I say, of the socio-economic stroke political order of this country. And so for me, the most important thing in summary that we must address is our socio-cultural software. I keep saying, without software in your telephone, all of us have telephones today, if it is not working properly, you cannot receive your calls, neither can you make calls, neither can you send SMSs. And so the software becomes a very important thing. And what I see are glitches. Glitches in the sense that even those of us who are knowledgeable, for instance, if you look at the last general election, even professors, doctors, professionals basically collapsed, and it became a tribal, we're operating from a tribal axis. For us to be able now to roll that back, then we must reflect first at an individual level. That is what, when we talk about Kenya, we're talking about you, the citizen. We are saying reflect. When we talk about Daima, we're saying a citizen who's a Kenyan. There's nowhere we are going. We don't have another country. Sisi ni wa Kenya Daima. Lakini Mkenya Daima ambaye, like I usually say, ni muungwana. Mtu ambaye vile anavyofikiria na vile anavyofanya, mafikirio yake, matendo yake na vile anavyotamka, what you think, say and do are aligned, and that's what we call Mkenya daima.
Thank you.